Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. So today we're staying at Disney's Pop Century Resort Hotel. Pop Century is a value Disney resort, so that means it's going to be on the lower price range of all of the Disney hotels. Now, it's not going to be as cheap as like all-star sports or movies or music. A big draw to Pop Century is its access to the Skyliner, which can take you over to Hollywood Studios and Epcot. Really prime place right here. It's right across from Disney's Art of Animation Hotel. So a really cool spot. So the whole theme of Disney's Pop Century is different decades, the 50s through the 90s, which is a really cool theme, I think. I love walking around, seeing all of the different sections and their themes and little nods to each decade. So I thought I would take you along with me, show you a little bit more about Pop Century. You can see if this would be somewhere you would ever like to stay. So like I said, there are about 5 different sections to this hotel, and each section is gonna have its own theme. Like I said, theme to a decade, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s. And each one of those sections is probably gonna have its own pool, its own little amenities right within there. It's pretty spread out. It's not the most spread out hotel. It's pretty centralized in comparison to a lot of Disney hotels out there, especially value ones. So for that reason, I really like this. It's kind of a map of everything. This is gonna be the center of the hotel, where the main lobby, food court, the main pool is gonna be, and kind of the layout here. All the way over here we have 50s, moving into the 60s in the middle, 70s, the 80s where we're staying, and then the 90s back there. And then kind of right across the main hall up there is going to be where you can go to the Skyliner. And then right across from there is the Art of Animation Resort. So we're here in the 80s section. Got big Rubik's Cubes as the staircases at the end of each side of the building. Right down there is 90s. Right over there is 70s. We're in the 80s, and here's our room, 7312. And then when you walk in, what you see. So starting over here, we have the window with sheer curtains, and then like the privacy curtain. Down over here, mini fridge with a tiny little coffee machine. I don't think I've ever seen one this like small. I don't drink coffee, I don't worry about that, but we have little coffees and teas, and then a little drawer down here, ice bucket, some cups, thermostat. That looks kind of fancy. Interesting. And then trash, recycle. Turning over here, we have a Hey Disney. I don't think it's listening to. Hey Disney, tell me a joke.
One joke, coming right up. A man watching a show notices an elephant sitting next to him. So he asks, "Aren't you an elephant? Why are you watching a show?" And the elephant says, "Well, I really like the book."
All right, and then we have a side table over here with some storage. A table here. This is a fold-out bed, but you can fold it up and have a little table with a couple chairs. Over here, our dresser has some drawers, cabinet, safe, extra pillow, some outlets, hooks over here. There's the other bed, some artwork, side table over here, which is nice because I feel like a lot of the times the bed on this side doesn't have a side table on this side, so that's nice that it does. And then the bathroom has this door, sliding door separating it. And this little closet space, some hangers, some storage, ironing board, tissues, extra toilet paper, iron, hair dryer, one sink, trash can, and then shower and toilet area right in here. Shower, the shampoo, conditioner, body wash, double shower head, like that. I think that's basically it for this room. It's pretty small, but for a value, that tracks, but it's really nice. It looks really clean. Very nice. Also, I just have to say, I love these TVs, like the interactive view. Like, this is where we're staying. This is the 80s section. You can see a little Pac-Man going. You can see the Skyliner over there in the distance. Like, I just think it's so cool. It's such a nice touch. Tells you what room you're in and everything. I really like this. Over here in the 80s section, I love seeing all the details. We have a little keyboard, like computer theme, and then over there the 90s. There's a little 90s looking laptop. We have Roger Rabbit right here, and then a Walkman over there. So over here's the 90s, which I think is like the smallest section. It looks like it's only one building, but just really fun. Classic 90s rollerblading, CDs. Disney's Animal Kingdom opens today. This is so cute. Little 90s laptop. There's a Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head over here. And one thing that's kind of cool, along the walkway, they have all these little signs for each year, and it has fun facts of stuff that happened that year. Walking from over there, 80s and 90s, we're now walking into the 70s. These are so cool. I really just love the theming here. There's something about the huge props and the themes. Look, we have like Twister happening right here. Apparently this was a 70s thing, maybe. Does it always just land on the bottom every time? Yep. It's really nice around here. Over here we've got a huge big wheel, foosball table. You can literally be in the foosball table, walking through foosball table. And then over here, this is really cool. Mickey phone? So cool. Moving into the 60s over here, I have a little photo op with Surfer Goofy in a car. Alright, well, we're walking through the 60s. Our icons over here. Baloo from Jungle Book. Oh, and Mowgli. Didn't even see him. And then over here we have Play-Doh. You can't really see it, there's a big tree in the way, but we have a big jar of Play-Doh, which is also very cute. And right here in the middle is the 60s, and this is gonna be the main pool. I love the 60s theme, very cute, really colorful, lots of flowers. And then this is the main building. We have an arcade in here. It's a pretty big arcade. It's pretty nice. Here's where the main check-in is going to be. Front desk. Over here, we have everything pop. Shopping and dining. Oh, they have their own ears. How fun. Those are cute, actually. Jersey, cups and mugs, ornament, t-shirt. And then moving further, we have the dining section. So this is going to be like a typical kind of food court. They have different stations with different kinds of food. I think this just went under renovation and opened back up. It looks pretty nice. There's like the grill, burgers, pizza and pasta. And then I'm coming back here because you already know. Here's one of Pop Century's more iconic items. It's the tie-dye cheesecake. It looks really cute. I have had it before and it's pretty good. I'm not a huge cheesecake person, but it's really cute. Lots of different pastry options. Peanut butter and jelly croissant. I don't know about that one. And then here we move into the 50s, which I have stayed in here before. I really like the 50s. It's a really cute theme. Kind of have a sock hop type theme happening here. The pink, the teal, the purple. So cute. So for this we have Lady and the Trail to represent the 50s. We also have a little jukebox over there and its own pool shaped like a bowling pin. There's even bowling balls right there, which is so funny. And then coming out on the back side, this is still the 50s, but you look over, this is Hourglass Lake. Right across the water there is the Art of Animation Resort. And then in the middle is going to be a Skyliner station, which is probably the biggest draw to this resort specifically, is the access to the Skyliner, which can take you to the next stop, which is going to be Caribbean Beach. You can get on a connecting Skyliner to Hollywood Studios or Epcot from there. I think that's a big draw to staying here, and it's so cool that it goes over the water, because the Skyliner doesn't go over water anywhere else except for right here. All in all, I think this is a great resort to stay at. It's not super expensive like a lot of hotels can be. Of course, you're gonna have that more motel style hotel where the doors just kind of open outside. Don't really have a balcony or anything, but I mean, it's a really nice location. I love the theming. I think it's fun to see like what decade your room is going to be in. We're of course in the 80s this time, which is fun. I've never stayed there, but it's just really nice. It's really cool to walk around. It's really cool to see the different themes for like walking in between 50s and 60s. So I really like it. I really like it here. I would definitely recommend staying here, especially if you're looking for a more budget-friendly hotel. Like I said, the biggest draw is probably going to be that access to the Skyliner. I have seen the line can get pretty busy that prime time, like in the morning before park opening. So keep that in mind. But I mean, right now, it's the middle of the day. I bet you I could probably just walk on and head over to wherever I wanted. And then also you can walk right over to Art of Animation and explore that hotel as well. I've never stayed there, but you go look around, see if you like it. So as always, thank you so much for watching. Thanks for joining me on my stay here at Pop Century. Let me know if you would ever like to stay here, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.